All right, so this is my attempt to uh, try to give everybody a perspective of doing rideshare with electric vehicles. And this is coming from the aspect of like the advantages and disadvantages, okay? So I currently am charging this vehicle at a Tesla supercharger. Now, when you're renting the vehicle, when you charge at Tesla superchargers, you are being billed the amount of charge it takes to get the vehicle to whatever charge you want it to be. Now, as you can see, right now I'm on 6% battery for this Model S Tesla. 6% battery is the equivalent of 31 miles whenever it changes. It doesn't like to change. 15 miles, I'm sorry. So 6% battery is 15 miles. And they recommend, for some reason, because the battery gets cold, or because when the battery has the precondition, I forget what exactly it was, but the point is, your regenerative braking and things is unavailable, I think, at full charge or empty charge. I have to read that part again. Here's the point. The charge at the current location is 32A. Last night we were at a charge that, I think it was 16A. But it was going to take 20 hours to charge, and that was with a charger where you have to use your adapter. Okay? And I was at 1%, 2% battery when I arrived there at that location last night. And by the morning, it had only gotten me 72 miles worth of charge. And my mornings tend to be 5-6 hours worth of quote unquote non-driving and or sleep. So we in rideshare land cannot do this 80% thing, not with a 200-mile vehicle, because essentially it would mean that you are just gonna be stopping, like, not if you drive like I do. If you are a part-time driver, yes. If you're a full-time, I gotta go in kind of driver for whatever reason, right? Then you're gonna have to be at 100%, because 80% will have you stopping maybe after 10 rides, maybe, because it's not, for me, it's not a ride. It's in the same location as soon as you drop somebody off. See, so now it's recommending that I keep my charge limit at 100%, charging fully once a week. All right, so I'm at the location. As we've described in other videos, to actually charge the vehicle, you hit charging in your menu. Your menu is accessed by hitting the car at the lower left. Other than that, it should be this. When you hit the car, that menu comes up, and from your navigation, you want to choose charging. And in charging, you get to see all your information about charging your Tesla. But what you're going to want to do is open the door. Like, imagine your car door for your gas was, in a computer. Basically, you're doing the same thing with that. So, for the disabled or the slow moving, this is not a slow dude's activity at all. This charge door stay open about 5 seconds. The pump, look at this. And here's the pump. That has to be exactly the same, just like cell phones. And your blue means it's I thought green was its fueling, so we'll see about this. Okay, the fact that it's blue, I don't think that's normal. On the other ones, it was green when it was charging. Oh, blue might be right with the Tesla supercharger. It might be green on other chargers. Oh, now it's turning green. So that means you're getting electric in there. And as you saw before on my screen, it said my last charge and where I was, how much it costs. So this is a great time to discuss rates. So right now, we're getting a 36-cent kilowatt rate. Okay, it says right in Tesla supercharging tips, to leave space between the cars, they may share power, which means cost. Okay, to me, that's what it means. Oh, maybe it doesn't mean that. It means they share power, so if somebody's right next to you, it's going to maybe be slower about charging your car. So I basically misread that. But still, I've got charged for other people's cost, as I have evidence of this really happened. All right, so I want to explain just I don't think it'll do it because I don't think you can access a history of gas. And that's one thing that leaves all this room for error, is the fact that you cannot access the history for gas. If you can't access the history for gas, then somebody can charge you anything if you're being billed for gas. Okay? So that means two things. Either you got to always charge at night to keep it low and to keep from having to pay for other people's gas if you're in an area of low use, because in LA, they charging all the time everywhere. I've heard they got charges at Walmart in LA and they always stacked. Okay? But so either you would have to charge on superchargers at night when it's inexpensive. That way, if you happen to have to be paying for somebody else's charges, at least they're kept to a minimum. Or you're going to have to get on a charging network, which through some of the rideshare apps, indeed, there is a like a savings if you go through certain apps. But I don't know the cost of those chargers yet, which that will be my next video. But for those chargers, you do need an adapter. So let me show you what the adapter is.